This is the story of my menagerie of animals. Luckily, I have so many pictures of them to choose from. I hope you don't get bored with the pictorial story that follows. My first dog that I had was Bailey, a golden retriever who came to me as a puppy. Bailey was the only dog that I have ever bought because I loved golden retrievers. I still do, but somehow there is always another dog that takes the place of the one that leaves. Bailey was sweet, but the laziest dog I had ever seen. He would walk to get his toys and walk back, then halfway back to me, he would lay down as if to say, "I'm tired." Bailey was beautiful and a good dog, but had sailboat fuel between his ears. He was a great, healthy dog who loved life and toys until he was taken away from me at age 9, too young for such a sweet soul. The vets did not know what had happened, but I always suspected that he died from a ruptured aorta on the same day that John Ritter died. This is a hereditary condition in golden retrievers, and all the vets could find was an enlarged heart. The second dog to find his way into my heart was Saki, an Akita Border Collie Lab mix. Bailey was 2 years old and found himself a daddy, no longer a carefree soul. My sister and I were out shopping one day, and she fell in love with him, so she bought him on the spot. He was a little 12-pound bundle of fur, such a little cutie. After 1 week, she wanted to take him back to the pet shop because he barked at her too much. I became very angry and said no one should ever return a dog that's been in their home for a week, love them, and then cast them out. So I took him. He was a chatterbox, always talking, whining, moaning, and barking. Just basically a conversationalist. When I took Saki to the vet, she said he would top out at 40 pounds. I was very happy because I didn't want a really big dog in my small house. 3 months later, he started screaming at night and I took him in. He was having growing pains just like little boys do. He had to be put on special food to slow down his growth and painkillers for the pain. 2 months later, he was over 100 pounds, a rock-solid dog. He topped out at 130 pounds, his standard weight for his life of 13 years. Saki was one of my best friends in life. We loved each other dearly. Cancer took my big boy at age 13. I have on my old computer a video I play of him with the song Sad Eyes. I will never forget the look in his face when I saw those beautiful eyes close for the last time. I still cry when I hear that song. Here is one of my favorite photos of Bailey and Saki to show just how spoiled and loved they were. They both loved toys so much, at one time they had over 100 toys. They never would go inside that doghouse, so I stored all of their toys in it. Here's Scooby, also known as Mr. Personality. Scooby is a Whippet Lab mix who came in as a third adoptee to my home when my friend's father adopted him from a shelter. That was Scooby's 4th time being adopted out, a difficult transition for any dog. Scooby handled it well. Scooby started out his life as the love of a little girl's life, but because of his fun-loving, rambunctious nature, he was chained in the basement away from the family. They couldn't take his high energy level. Thank goodness they did the right thing and took him to a shelter. At the shelter, the people trained him to sit, shake paws, and kiss on command. But still, because he was so active and jumpy, just like a little kangaroo, people would return him. I ended up with Scooby because sadly, after 2 weeks of owning him, my friend's father suddenly passed away. If Scooby were a human, he would have been a comedian on the stage. His fun-loving, cuddly, and full of life. As you can see from the pictures, Scooby loves to wear hats. Well, maybe not so much, but I love to see him in them. This is one of my favorite pictures of Scooby wearing my brother's camouflage hat. Scooby loves his toys and lounging outside. He loves to be belly rubbed and is the only dog I have ever had that groans and moans when I give him one. It makes me laugh. He enjoys them so much. Gigi is my third dog, the first female I have ever had, and probably my last. She is a whippet and came to me off of the streets. If Gigi were a human, she would be a princess because she loves attention, she loves to dress up and wear jewelry, she loves to recline and be adored. This is a picture of Gigi wearing her favorite pink necklace. Pink is her favorite color. Gigi is also patient and loving and does not mind anything you do to her. She would have loved being some little girl's dress-up doll. Of course, she is also a dog, and she also loves her belly rubs. Here she is telling me she wants one. In my opinion, all dogs are cutest when sleeping. Gigi is no exception, as can be seen from the following pictures. An honorable mention has to go to my cat Snickers, as he puts up with Gigi poking him all the time. Whippets love to see small animals run. Gigi is no exception. As you can see from this picture, they both want the same things in life. They barely tolerate each other when awake, but as can be seen from a previous picture, they will sleep together. Gigi and Scooby are my only dogs right now. They are both fun-loving and spoiled. Gigi loved Scooby from the minute she saw him. A love story indeed. Here they are at the drive-thru, waiting for their White Castle burgers. Fun, fun, fun! After a hard day of playing, it is time to rest together. As this movie is getting quite longer than the 3 to 4 minutes, I am going to just quickly go through the rest of my menagerie. Here is Pearl, my dove, who is nearly 20 years old. Pearl was given to me by a student when I was teaching a college course. And what menagerie would be complete without my pond fish, Koi? Each of them, I have 4, weigh over 20 pounds apiece. I call her Piggy Fish, as she is the largest one of the bunch. This is my second largest female, coming up to eat a pellet, which is about a ½ an inch long. You can barely see the pellet in the photo, but she is quite a lot larger than it. And finally, here is their winter home with the water heated to 55 degrees. It is a greenhouse enclosure and the snow falls right off due to the design. I love it. I can go in there in the middle of winter and enjoy some peace, quiet, and greenery.